Hey, what's crackin'? My name is Dr. Marissa Tejas, and I'm the co-founder and director of the Crocodile Research Coalition, a wildlife and research nonprofit organization based on the Placencia Peninsula in southern Belize.
Our mission is to promote the conservation of crocodiles
And their habitats throughout Central America and the Caribbean through research, education, and community involvement. So who is the CRC? To create attainable conservation and management goals, as well as to implement the most appropriate laws or regulations to protect species and habitat, we need scientific data to guide us in making the best decisions. For example, our More-or-Less Crocodile and American Crocodile countrywide population surveys. Both of these studies are to obtain the most current population data and assess threats to implement the best long-term management and conservation plans. These surveys have 4 major components. Habitat survey, to identify the various vegetation in crocodile habitat and identify current or future threats to this habitat. Nocturnal eyeshine survey. These surveys give us an idea of the abundance of crocodiles in a particular area. Capture and tag surveys, which provide us various demographic and biological data to monitor the health of populations as well as answer various scientific questions. And the nest survey, which provides us information on the number of reproductive females in an area, and sometimes we are lucky enough to collect data from a recently hatched nest. Oh my gosh, look at that face. Isn't he just so adorable? He's so cute. Oh my gosh. And thanks to donations and funding, we are now expanding our population surveys to include satellite tracking of crocodiles to further understand their ecology, but also obtain information that can mitigate negative human-crocodile interaction. Although crocodiles are our flagship species in pursuing regional conservation efforts, the CRC takes a more holistic approach when it comes to crocodile conservation, as thriving and long-lasting conservation management is dependent on preserving the integrity of ecological interactions. So let me introduce you to some not-so-crocodilian projects. Our biodiversity surveys are conducted in various locations around the Placencia Lagoon, which include bird surveys, getting deep into the mangroves to look for snails to study their parasites, and terrestrial monitoring mainly through game cameras. And now we are using drone technology to monitor not just the crocodiles, but also the manatee of the Placencia Lagoon. All of this data is to monitor our wildlife as they face environmental changes and human development, utilizing the data for promoting sustainable development and awareness of our wildlife neighbors. As one of the very few wildlife organizations in southern Belize, CRC has become one of the principal wildlife rescuers and responders, which has led us to collaborate with the local Humane Society in creating a wildlife triage center, tending to injured or ill wildlife prior to transport to the vet or appropriate rehab center. Amon was one of our crocs that came under rehab, but could not be released. Amon was found emaciated, likely due to both eyes permanently damaged by a machete chop to the head, a blow to the head that was a result of fear of crocodiles. It became obvious he needed assistance feeding given his blindness. As one of our first crocodile ambassadors, Amon is now providing the facts about crocodiles, squashing false beliefs and misguided information that can cause abuse towards these animals. A few other crocs have joined Amon in the ambassador team. Sam and Gilly. Their original owner could no longer care for them and asked if they could join our family. Along with these two came Mad Maxine, or better known as Mad Max. This is one turtle with an attitude. And then there's Jabba. Relinquished over to the CRC by the previous owner, this was one well-fed croc. Although he has lost some weight, he still has that hut attitude. All this rehab, all this research, it's definitely important for conservation. But there's something that's just as important that the CRC, we really sink our teeth into, and that's education. And that's because conservation is not just about wildlife, it's about people. A successful wildlife program parallels the support, involvement, and education of local communities, identifying wildlife champions to ensure long-term sustainability. To further support these future leaders, we've created the Wildlife Youth Program Next Gen Croc. These students participate in various projects, particularly utilizing our drone Red Leader to monitor the manatee and crocs of the Placencia Lagoon.
Good enough.
And we do have opportunities for other early career scientists. Intern Apprenticeships, a more intense program. You get a feel for what field research is like, such as having to tow a kayak a few miles to a field site, and participating in various projects. Learning new skills like how to make a fry jack in the middle of the jungle. Let's just say these internships tend to be a little intense. And of course, we welcome volunteers as well as graduate students working on their thesis projects. Providing these opportunities to young and aspiring scientists, building relationships with communities and providing the facts to further coexistence between people and crocodiles, and conducting scientific research to provide the data necessary to make positive change. That is who the CRC is. So from all of us at the CRC, thank you for sinking your teeth into conservation.